Welcome to the Winning Daily Podcast. We're here for March 21st. We got a whole heap of picks today. We're going to start out with a little NASCAR, got some tennis, have some NBA picks today, and of course we're going to get into the second round matchups of the NCAA tournament. So let's start out with some NASCAR here, the Field of Honor 500. Let's go with best group finishers. We have Group A. We have Denny Hamlin plus 270 over Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex, and Kyle Larson. So Group A, Denny Hamlin plus 270 over Harvick, Truex, and Larson. We got Chase Briscoe plus 260 over Chastain, Boucher, and McDowell. And Group D, Matt DiBenedetto plus 260 versus Dylan, Stenhouse, and Wallace. All right, we got some top three. We like three guys, and we're going to use these three guys in this and our race winner. We got Brad Keselowski plus 200, Chase Elliott plus 225, and Denny Hamlin plus 225 in the top three. And then for race winner, we have Keselowski, Elliott, and Hamlin again. In the top three, Keselowski's plus 200, Elliott is plus 225, and Hamlin is plus 225. And as race winners, Keselowski is plus 700, Chase Elliott is plus 800, and Denny Hamlin is plus 800. So good value there. Really like Denny Hamlin in this race, as well as Chase Elliott. So some good value there on the Field of Honor 500. All right, let's move on to the tennis, and we know who we're taking here. We've been riding her all week, and we think she gets her championship here. Leila Annie Fernandez, minus 115 over Victoria Gulbic. Really like Annie Fernandez all week long. She hasn't let me down, so we're going to ride her one more time into the final, minus 115 over Gulbic. So Annie Fernandez, minus 115 over Gulbic. We got some NBA we like here today. 3 games in a full slate of NBA games. We're going to start out with the Oklahoma City Thunder, plus 4.5 versus the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets are just terrible right now, so if they're giving somebody plus, I don't care who it is or what it is. I'm taking the Oklahoma City Thunder, plus 4.5 here. Decent matchup. The Pistons have been looking much better, but the Bulls need this to sort of solidify their playoff seeding. So I like the Chicago Bulls minus 3 over the Detroit Pistons here. And lastly, I like the Philadelphia 76ers minus 1.5 versus the New York Knicks. Really like this. A lot of value here. The 76ers, even without Joel Embiid, have been playing well. So I think it's really good value to have the Philadelphia 76ers at minus 1.5 versus the New York Knicks. All right. Time to get into some round 2 NCAA tournament betting matchups. We're going to start off with one I really like. Oklahoma State minus 6 versus Oregon State. Oregon State has been playing unbelievable and had a great game versus Tennessee, but I really like this Oklahoma State team. I think they are a sleeper candidate to get to the Final Four with Cade Cunningham. Just a really good team, and he's a really good overall player. So Oklahoma State minus 6 here. I think they cover it with a little bit of free throws there at the end. All right, we're going to keep riding our mean green of North Texas. North Texas plus 5.5 versus Villanova. Love North Texas. We're also going to ride the money line here. North Texas plus 205 versus Villanova. So a little combo package. And speaking of combo packages, we're going to take Oral Roberts as well. I think they are better than Florida, actually. I think they'll be able to score on Florida. So you get Oral Roberts plus 8.5. You're also getting Oral Roberts plus 320 on the money line. So a nice little double dip there. So double dips on North Texas and Oral Roberts at plus 5.5, plus 205, and Oral Roberts plus 8.5, plus 320. Okay, and then we're going to take West Virginia minus 4 versus Syracuse. West Virginia just a much better team here. I think they'll squeeze Syracuse to death and wear them down and easily win this game in the second half. Speaking of squeezing teams to death, that Rutgers-Clemson game was really bad, and Houston is just going to annihilate Rutgers here. Rutgers will struggle to score very much. First, Houston will roll in this one pretty easy, so I have no fear of Houston covering that minus 8. Taking a few more favorites than I have in the early rounds of the first round. But Houston minus 8 versus Rutgers. Think that's an easy one. And lastly, we're going to ride Wisconsin plus 6.5 versus Baylor. We're also going to add the money line with that one. Wisconsin plus 240 versus Baylor. So I was going to take either one of these teams here, Wisconsin or North Carolina. I just think Baylor is probably struggling. I don't trust Scott Drew, and I think either one of Wisconsin or North Carolina was going to win. Wisconsin really, really played well and shot the ball well. If they shoot that well again, they will continue to move on to the Sweet 16. So we got Wisconsin plus 6.5, plus 240. All right, that's our show for the day. Be sure to follow us on greenlightnetwork.org, Greenlight Network on Facebook and YouTube. You can find me, GLN Champ 5, on Twitter and Instagram. That's our show, and we're out.